How to present a paper at a medical or scientific meeting. It's very important to be able to present a paper well at a meeting in your area of interest or endeavour, in the specialty you're going into specialty you want to win a place on. But you know, so many talks are given so poorly. So here's a guide how to really get your message across and make a big impact on your audience. Well, first thing, stand up. Put your suit on. Have a nice suit, dark white shirt, tie. Project your voice up and out, chin up, project the voice, look at the audience, speak to the audience. Only occasionally make reference to the screen behind you. Okay, well, we can relax a little bit now and talk about it in greater detail. But you know, I'm always amazed how great American speakers are at meetings. They make a real impact on the audience. The seasoned speakers, they stand in the middle of the stage. They don't even look behind them. And they give their speech and everybody remembers these guys and talks about what a great presentation. So this is a way you can do it. I've talked about your clothes. Now, your hair, get it done the day beforehand. Make sure it looks nice and tidy. Maybe have a little bit of a facial. Tidy up your face. Have a good professional shave in the morning. Look fresh and alert. The next thing I want to emphasize right at the beginning is stick to time. Have a timer. You can set your mobile phone with a little alarm in front of you. Do not ever run over time. This is the mortal sin of presentations, especially amongst surgeons. At major international meetings, especially American ones, they'll cut you off. This looks terrible. Stick to time. Go a half a minute at least under your allocated time. Practice your speech in front of your spouse, your girlfriend, or other colleague many times to get it down slick so you almost know it off by heart. Now, the next thing is what sort of language to use. Well, I'm sorry, I only know English, but when it comes to English, and many meetings are in English, what sort of language? Well, you use Merck's manual. The English in that is incredibly well presented, simple, clear, great clarity, simple sentence structure, often many of them with one verb. So if you want to know what sort of language to use, it's Merck's manual. Now, in terms of the content of your speech, don't try to put too many details across. You know, with all due respect, your speech may not be that important, the topic may not be that important, and you may not actually know that much. Still want to make an impact though. So, only a few sentences on each slide or PowerPoint presentation, so they can remember something from your speech. At the end of it, summarize it with a clear little summary of what you told them. Now, talking about the end of the speech, let's go back to the beginning. I talked about your appearance and presentation, but in the words, say something kind about the city you're in. Gee, it's great to be back in KL. What a dynamic city and the most dynamic country. Gee, I always love coming to Shanghai. I've got so many friends here. Oh, gee, London's wonderful. You know, okay, the weather's lousy and it's crowded and everyone's rude to you, but you know, I love London. It's a great city. And I'd like to compliment the organisers of this meeting upon what a great job they've done. See, get everybody relaxed, say something nice. And you know where I come from? Well, I come from the University of Woolloomooloo. It's a great medical school there, major teaching hospital. Show a little slide. But okay, let's get back to the content and the presentation. Humour. Be very careful about humour. If you can do it, that's great, but it can be very dangerous and you can fall flat. It can be very hard to do if you're nervous. By the way, there's no harm in being a little bit nervous. The audience will appreciate it and understand. Now, in terms of questions at the end, there's an unwritten rule at surgical meetings anyhow, that for a young presenter, you're not supposed to ask difficult questions. and embarrass the person. So if they ask a difficult question, they're breaking the rules, someone's doing that, you just say, thank you for the question. I will get that answer to you shortly after the meeting, or later on during the meeting. Now, how to make a spectacular impression? Well, there was one British urologist who introduced the needle penile injection technique for impotence. He actually dropped his trousers on stage and injected his penis. Well, I'm not suggesting you do that, but you know, they're still talking about that. You could perhaps do something else. For example, if it was on ultra-plane crashes, maybe if it's in your hometown, you go in the day or two ahead, set up a big ultralight plane on the stage for your presentation. This will capture the audience's interest and they'll remember this. So, I hope this is useful to you. May I just summarize it? Make an impact. Look good. Speak slowly. Project the voice. Don't speak into your armpit. Simple content. And say something nice about your host city. Thanks for your interest.